What's going on, Saints fans? Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious, and we're sitting here in the early parts of July, so I want to get some good juju around the New Orleans Saints. And if you want our boys to make the playoffs for the first time in what feels like forever, I need you to help me ease my anxieties and like today's video. Got a pretty fun show for you today on this Saturday, Saints fans. So I was scrolling through the internet, saw it on social media, and I was like, you know what, I got to give my take. We're going to be talking about the Saints possibly drafting Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. And then on top of that, we're going to go through the offensive line free agent target. But like I said, make sure you like today's video. And I hope you guys stick around to see who we're going to be discussing because I think you'll like it. So Matt Miller of ESPN, he had a write-up, and he was doing a way too early mock draft. And he had the New Orleans Saints selecting number 10 overall, and this is who they took. The quarterback out of Texas, Quinn Ewers. The 2024 season will be crucial for the future of starting quarterback Derek Carr in New Orleans and perhaps provide a window into what the team has in rookie fifth-rounder Spencer Rattler. At this time, it doesn't appear that either quarterback is the future here. So I will say this. I don't necessarily agree. Spencer Rattler's a rookie. We don't know what's going on there. That's kind of insane to read out loud. But until you have your franchise quarterback, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm all for drafting a quarterback. It doesn't mean you have to go and draft him in the first round. Doesn't mean you have to draft him top 10. Doesn't even mean you have to draft him in day 2. You can go and draft quarterbacks every single year. Obviously, if you draft one early, probably have a better likelihood of hitting on that pick. But until you have your franchise quarterback, you should be drafting a quarterback every single season because you need a quarterback to succeed in the NFL. Now, Matt Miller continued to say Ewers has talent worthy of a first overall pick heading into his third season as a starter at Texas. At 21 years old, he has cut down on poor decisions during games, but his accuracy, mobility, and arm strength are that of a future NFL starter. Ewers threw for 3,479 yards and 22 touchdown passes last season. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Having a hard time getting through today's video. Yesterday, we're filming this on Friday. Yesterday was 4th of July. Your boy had a little too much fun. But Quinn Ewers, I'm going to tell you what, I cover high school football out here in Texas as a little side hustle, just kind of have some fun. I watched Quinn Ewers play in person when he was 16 and 17 years old. The kid can sling the frickin' pill. He can take that rock anywhere you want on the field. The dude has a rocket for an arm, and I'm going to be honest, he is one of the best passers of a football I've seen at the high school level, and that includes seeing guys like Kyler Murray. And I just genuinely think the jump from 2022 to 2023 was massive for Quinn Ewers. And I really, really like the idea of bringing him to New Orleans because, one, I think that he would be a good quarterback in the NFL. And two, I think that he would be a good fit for the culture of New Orleans and for the team culture and the production. You saw it. He took stuff more seriously. He honed in his skills. He got his hair cut. He shaved a mullet, and he got to work, and he got shit done for the Texas Longhorns, so much so that they played in the college football playoff. Now, I really do like Jake Haener, and I like Spencer Rattler, and I think that this is a really fun quarterback competition to have. But I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't give a shit who the quarterback is. I could care less who is throwing the football for the New Orleans Saints. As long as they're winning football games, I don't care who's throwing the damn football. I just want to win football games. Call me crazy, sue me, do whatever you want. But I think that this New Orleans Saints, they don't need to focus on who the quarterback is. They need to focus on how they're going to go and win football games. That is, in my opinion, the biggest thing for New Orleans. And I will say this about Matt Miller's thing. I don't necessarily know if the Saints are going to be in the market for Quinn Ewers because I doubt that New Orleans is going to pick in the top 10. I genuinely think that this is a team you could see picking in the mid-20s. And if we go back to just this past draft, the team won 9 games and they picked 14th overall. You're thinking that the Saints are going to take a step back. They improved this year as compared to last year. So Matt Miller, in that sense, I disagree. But I do like the idea of Quinn Ewers in New Orleans, and I do think he would be a really good quarterback. Now, I want to ask you this question, Saints fans, for the future of the franchise. pick a quarterback for me. Jake Haener, Spencer Rattler, or Quinn Ewers. Just give me their initials in the comment section. Share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. So coming up next, we're going to be discussing the New Orleans Saints. They might have been linked to an offensive lineman, a free agent offensive lineman, and a Super Bowl champion, and a player who's played in the NFC South before, believe it or not. So we're going to talk about it here in just 1 second, but I have to ask you to help me out. We are less than 100 subscribers away from 28.3 thousand subscribers. I mean, real ones know why that's hilarious and why we need to hit that number, but I need your help. Daily Saints video, I'll make you this promise. I'm not even going to give you my pitch. If you subscribe, I'm going to give you content every single day. It's going to be free, it's going to be informative, and it's going to be entertaining. So if you want to help a brother out, I'm going to help you out as well. So Pro Football Network, they put out an article that was discussing a free agent target that each team could still go out and sign and still should go out and sign. And Pro Football Network, they said that offensive tackle Donovan Smith would be a good fit for New Orleans. And here's what they had to say. The New Orleans Saints had lapses with their pass protection for Derek Carr last year. While there are other areas to address like wide receiver and edge rusher, it's hard for the Saints to pass on a former divisional rival and Super Bowl champ in Donovan Smith. Now, let's throw the PFF grades from last season. 749 snaps for the Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. Pretty good availability at least. But in terms of the production, I mean, it's not great. The overall PFF grade is not amazing. He allowed 2 sacks, which isn't horrible, but he also allowed 7 hits, 33 hurries. He had 9 penalties, and he had 42 quarterback pressures, according to Pro Football Focus. Like, that is not amazing for me, and I'm going to keep it real with y'all. If this is an addition to, or if this is a move that the Saints make and bring in an addition to the offensive line, it's not going to be for a starter. Like that, like Donovan Smith will not start over Trevor Penning right now. Maybe that changes, but when he's signed, Trevor Penning is still the starting right tackle. Taliese Fuaga is the starting left tackle. They're not adding a starter yet. Now, roster cuts are going to be around the corner here in a little over a month, so maybe some available players could help out the New Orleans Saints depth chart. I like Nick Saldiveri. He is a second-year player. We didn't get to see a ton of him last year, and I'm excited to see what he's capable of. But to focus on the tackle specifically, you know that you're more likely not going to have Ryan Ramczyk available this year. So that means 7th-round rookie Josiah Azirum is going to be the next guy behind Trevor Penning. Oli Udoh, he can play on either side. He's a swing tackle, and he's pretty good at it. Landon Young, he's been familiar with the New Orleans Saints. He's been with the team for a couple of seasons now. But the big thing is you got to have depth, and you have to have quality depth. And what better player to bring in than somebody who has over 9,000 snaps at left tackle? I mean, if you have 9,000 reps in anything, you're probably halfway decent at it. I'm just going to say that. Now, there is one caveat with that. A lot of snaps at left tackle, big old goose egg in terms of where he is lined up anywhere else. So, in terms of Donovan Smith, I think that this would be a good move in terms of a depth signing. I don't think he needs to be the starter. I think he could be a good rotational piece, or if there's an injury or if somebody needs to tie their shoes or whatever. I think Donovan Smith could do a really good job of filling in for the New Orleans Saints. So I totally agree with Pro Football Network in going and getting a guy like Donovan Smith. But I'm going to be honest, it's not to be a starter for me. Let me know what you guys are thinking, Saints fans. If you want New Orleans to add to their roster, you can respond by just simply liking today's video. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want to go above and beyond and, show that you know ball, go ahead and shout out a player that you want the Saints to add as well. Y'all stay golden. Video coming at you tomorrow.